GMHC, high school graduate of Miami Jackson Senior High School, born in the hood of Miami, Florida, and today to do my thing at Cook University, where every student looked like this, and did my thing at Vandercook University, where every student looked like somebody else, and did my thing at Barry University, where we had a mixture of everybody. And that's who I am. Most certainly, I'm a child of God. Most certainly, I'm the proud son of Richard and Susie, two city bus drivers. And all they know is hard work all their life. And my mother, I'm proud to say, is a college graduate at age 59. My mom and dad worked real hard to get 4 boys through school. So what the 4 boys did is said, we're going to take a year. Each year of her 4-year college tuition, and we'll pay for that. And that's what we did. So she graduated a year ago. In the poem it says, isn't it strange that kings and queens and clowns that caper like sawdust rings and common folk like you and me were chosen to build this eternity? Each is given a bag of tools, a shapeless mass, and a book of rules. Each must build a life is blown, a stumbling block or a stepping stone. Right. Yeah. Psalm 133 tells us, yes. So behold how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in the spirit of unity. So I'd like to thank the Eastern Stars and Masons for inviting me. It is very, very exciting for me to be here. And there are young people who are performing, young people who are in our audience tonight. So my disclaimer tonight is that I'm not a preacher, I'm a teacher. And I've taught for 12 years and been a union officer for 5 years. And I believe that preachers and teachers were called to do the same work. That's take care of God's children. So I start every morning by thanking God for another day. A day I neither earn nor deserve. Because I've learned that every day is a gift. Yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery. But today's a gift. Because every day I realize that a divine decision was made to look beyond my faults and supply my needs. So as I proceed, I'll make one promise to you that a good speechwriter told me a long, long time ago. It said the rules are the 3 B's. Be quick, be honest, and be seasoned. So we're going to ask you to take a journey with me to help, assist, push, motivate, and insist that our young people are made better, because education, like the program says, is the right choice. Education is the only choice. In preparation for my dialogue with you tonight, I want to talk to 3 segments of our audience. Are there parents here? And I'd like to address educators and educational support personnel. Anybody in the field of education? Very good, very good. And we have some young people and some students in the audience, just a few, but you can never miss an opportunity to talk positively to a young person. Some quick facts for our parents. The achievement gap for African American students is growing exponentially. Dropout rates continue to skyrocket. Less and less minority children are attending college. Truancy rates and violence are out of control. And in the great state of Florida, we incarcerate more black men that are in our respective universities. The beds are already made. The prison industry in Florida is more lucrative than the housing market. Tourism and agriculture combined. So how do we keep our children from becoming statistics? It's very simple. There is no book on how to become a good parent, but we're talking about education. And the first teacher for a child is the parent, is the home, is the family. See, we put all of the emphasis on the teacher, the school, and the accountability system, and testing. But the first test is you as a parent. You have to pass the test. So let me give you 4 points on how you can become a better parent. Spend more money on school supplies than you spend on school clothes. It's very simple. It's not hard to do. You don't need a college degree to tell you that. You don't need somebody from on high to tell you how to run your household and your school supplies. You don't even need to know how to balance a checkbook. Just figure out how much you spend on clothes and figure out how much you spend on school supplies. And if it is disproportionately low on the school supply side, then you're doing something wrong. All right. Number 2, have a 15-minute conversation with your child every day. If you don't talk to your child, somebody else will. That's one of the major problems that we're having in America today, in African American communities today. We do not take the time to have a conversation with our children. And in that conversation, children have to understand that shrugging your shoulders and waving your head is an unacceptable answer to a two-way conversation. That's unacceptable. So number 3, now this is the hard part, because we're working and we're trying to make it happen. But make a visit to your child's school at least 4 times during the school year, no matter what grade they're in. If they're in the 12th grade or the 1st grade or pre-K, make a visit to your child's school 4 times a year and do 2 unannounced. Do 2 unannounced, 4 times a year. Tell your boss, tell your job, anybody, hey, I need to go and check on my child. Do it for 1 hour. Let me tell you something, you will change the attitude of your child. It is very simple. You don't have to know anything. You don't have to know geometry, trigonometry, calculus, English. You don't have to know how to read yourself. But if you walk in that schoolhouse, let me tell you something, the attitude of your child changes. It changes. Some of our old school folks in here know that, because they used to do that all the time. My dad would just walk up in the building. And when I looked up every now and again, there's my dad sitting over there. And I'm thinking, what are you doing here? He said, hey man, I'm just here to check on you. Make sure everything all right with you. So that's easy, but it's very simple. Number 4, hold everyone accountable for your child's education, including yourself. Expect the best from teachers. Make sure your school is providing adequate and equitable resources for your child. But most importantly, be on the front line of your child's education. If you don't know it, find somebody that does. Because our children need help. Our children need help. It's not that we can't do it. It's not that the stakes are higher than what we can do as a society or as people. We can do anything. We've always done anything. We are the people and the descendants of slavery. We can do anything in this country that's put before us. And there's no obstacle that we as a people cannot overcome if we put our minds to it and get back to the basics of family. Because family and moral spirituality is the bedrock of the African American community. It has nothing to do with math or anything, see? Because now we have, very few people like myself who graduated college, and then those of us who graduated college, we get sedated. I'm a college graduate, I don't need to do anything. And I always remind people, you ain't the first smart Negro in America. The boys graduated from Harvard in the 19th century. So there's a lot of smart people before you. So as we grow up, as we get these good jobs, and as we make our way and go astray from our parents, we have to always remember that somebody, some unlettered grandmother, some parent, some mother, some father worked real hard without a college education, so you can stand on their shoulders and try to balance your life on their backs, because that's ultimately what we're doing. So I don't care how many college degrees you have, you better do what's necessary to respect your parents, because nothing good comes to life unless you respect your mother and your father. Any teachers in the room tonight? Any of my colleagues there? I'm sure we have a few. So, I have to take an opportunity. I work for the teachers union, so I have to talk to my folks. And all you all who don't understand what we have to go through every day, let me tell you something. We take care of yours every day. And that's not an easy job, because you're going to take care of yours sometimes. But we do it in spite of, and we do it for almost free. Because if you haven't checked the record, teachers don't make much money. All right. And doing it for the love is kind of getting old.
Amen.
We get paid. We get paid, that's right. So while we recognize that teachers are not perfect people, we do recognize that we're called to a perfect mission. It was Marvin Collins, a distinguished educator out of Chicago, that said, I will not allow you to fail. I will not allow you to fail. See, it takes an above average teacher, to fail a child, but it takes an above average teacher to declare, I will not allow you to fail. Teach every day. Teach every student like this will last, because their lives are depending on it. See, educators always rise to the top. We outteach our cynics, we overachieve those who doubt us, and we outperform the pessimists. Every time they knock us down, we get right back up. Every time they think we're out, we come right back in. Teachers never stop, and we never stop teaching. Our challenge is great, our call is just, and our time is right now. It is time for us to start saying we need equitable funding in our schools. Teachers need to be paid like the professionals they are. Because if you're anything like me, it took everything that I had to graduate college. I was a poor kid from the hood of Miami. And my mother told me, sweetheart, I want you to go to college. I just don't know how we're going to pay for it. I didn't eat some days to get those four walls around me. So every child is going to call me Mr. Ingram. You're never going to call me my last name. You're never going to call me my first name. Because I earned the right to be here. I'm a professional. Just like any doctor, any lawyer, any engineer, any scientist, I am a professional. So when you see a teacher, thank you. Because if you can hear me and understand me, some teacher taught you that. Some teacher went through holy hell in many instances to teach you what's necessary. And way back in the day, some of you guys know what it was like to have a teacher to spend all day long, just with you in the corner and a book. Didn't need the internet, didn't need the computer, didn't need Facebook, didn't need a cell phone. Now we don't know what to do without a cell phone. We start to have a seizure without the cell phone. And you too, not only the kids, you too, because when you get your cell phone, you will be late to work. Going back to get that cell phone. That's where we are today. That's right. But see, we've got not to tell students that technology is not the way, because guess what? This is all they know. If you have a child who was born anywhere from between 1992 to the present, they have never been without technology. They don't know anything about the brick cell phones that we had to travel with. They don't know anything about a rotary cell phone. They have no recollection of that, and it means nothing to them. For us to have something in our ear all the time, 24 hours a day, just right here. And you don't ever have to have a phone and somebody's looking crazy walking down the street. They're talking on the phone and they're just pressing their ear just like this. You know how crazy this looks every day? This is how we look every day walking down the street. But that's all these kids know. So we've got to try and embrace it and cater to it in a way that they understand this is their world. And we've got to stop trying to prepare students for our past and prepare them for their future. To the young people, how many young people in here tonight? Anybody under 18? Everybody young in their own mind. So let me bring this home for everybody. So even my older young people, I'm going to bring this home for you too. See, there's a song a long time ago that spans the test of time. Song by, I think his name is Ouija. Said, children, hold on. That's step by step, straight ahead. Though the road may be hard to tread, what you want is what you get, and you'll find out that love is truly stronger than pain, and all you need is your faith in your dreams. Said, dreams are the wings of the mind. Dreams are the wings of the mind. You can fly anytime you like. So my young people, you've got to believe in what you cannot see. You've got to believe in God first. And you've got to believe that you have a reason to be here and stand on the shoulders of the people who come before you, because you come from king and queen, and you come from people who know what it's about. We can get through anything and any struggle. And to the kids that are in here, we need you. We need you more than you need us, because you're going to help to take care of us. You're going to help to take care of your mom, your mother, and your father, and me, and all of these other folks in here who think they're young. We need you. We need you. So you have a choice. You have a choice. You can either watch us go by the wayside and you claim to care about your mom and dad, or you can do and be the best that you can be so that all of us have a better life. We need you. We need you to hang in there. So, to my young people, I always tell them to set 3 goals, okay? First goal, set a personal goal. Maybe you want to travel, go to college, be an entrepreneur, be a scientist, but want to be something. Want to do something. Want to just dream. You know, that's why I love the Olympics, right? Because we all kind of imagine, you know, every time I look at the track stars, I get mad, upset. Say, why didn't he bless me with all that? You know? I have to go home and say, turn off the TV. You know, so I'm looking at these guys. Because I dream. I dream and I imagine. So guess what that makes me do? It makes me go to the gym. You know, and it makes me do things. We've got to do some of these things. Dream and have something fundamentally that you want to do. Number two, set a business goal. Business goal. And to my parents, teach them about business and finance. We as people do not understand the value of a dollar. We do not understand it, and we do not cherish it like it should be. Because let me tell you something, if you don't start to understand money, we will always work from paycheck to paycheck. We will always work from job to job. You'll always be robbing Peter to pay Paul. You'll always wonder why I don't have this and why I don't have that. Because it's not about the suit, it's about the house. It's not about the car, it's about the food. You have to understand what you need and what you want are not the same thing. And sometimes you have to make a sacrifice to get what you want. You can't always have what you want. You've got to supply your needs. See, that's what God says, supply your needs. Your needs. And if you do that, and if you keep your spiritual mind about you, if you keep your physical mind about you, because both are very important. I watch our students eat all kinds of stuff. They will just eat anything. Listen, let me tell you something. McDonald's and Burger King is killing our children. It is killing our children. We have more instances of diabetes, cancer, heart attack from kids that are 25 and under. I've seen heart attacks from students, from kids. They're putting stuff in this food and they're mass producing it. Anytime you mass produce something, it is not going to be the same substance or the organic feed that you need. So I always talk about physical health. Listen, I get it, we all ain't gonna be skinny. That's not what I'm talking about. Because I know my family, and I know me, and I'm no skinny guy, and I don't miss very many meals. But we've got to understand what our kids are eating every day. It makes a difference to them. They're sick children. They're sick children. Not sick in the mind, but sick physically. So we've got to understand that. So back to my students, and my last thing that I tell my students is decide what contribution you will make to society and your family and your community. See, it was Horace Mann who said you should be ashamed to come here and not leave a trace of goodness along the way. So I'll tell you a little bit about me, and then I'm going to get out of the way. You see, when I was in elementary school, I was diagnosed with a severe speech impediment. Up until the 7th grade, I couldn't pronounce my name. I was a major stutterer. And somehow, doctors still don't know what happened. But I knew that there was nothing wrong with my mind, but I was diagnosed in the ESC program because I couldn't really articulate what I wanted to do and what the answers were. Too many of our children are being diagnosed as though something's wrong with their mind, when something's wrong with their situation. Right. And that's two different things. So I will tell you as adults, please watch our children and watch the labels on our children. There is nothing wrong with their mind. There is nothing that they cannot do. They're a victim of circumstance in many instances. See, because let me tell you what poverty does. It makes good people bad. Because if you know anything about hierarchy, Maslow's hierarchy of learning tells you that the first need is survival. And you will survive. As human beings and part animals that we are, we will learn to survive. If I don't have anything to eat, I'm going to take yours. Because that's what it's about. That's right. And many of our students get into this as children, as 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 years old. And by 12 years old, they're bringing it in your house. And by 13 years old, they've already been in the penal system already. So I want you to understand where this comes from and what's this about. We've got to do better as a society. So, as I close, I am a graduate of colleges, but I'm only proud of one. That's Bethune-Cookman University. Okay, all the other stuff can go by the wayside. I'm proud of Bethune-Cookman University because it is the only institution in the world that was founded by an African-American woman. That is Mary McLeod. So when I talk to young men who are getting ready to go off to college, I tell them the best thing about college is most colleges are 14-1. You got 14 girls to every one guy in most colleges in America. Why wouldn't you go to college? Because that was my number one reason for going to school. That was it. 14-1 at Fedrick University today. You mean to tell me that people are poor like me? They have a vision of something that they want to do, and they all in one place? And nobody's really asking for anything? See, I went for all the wrong reasons. I graduated high school in 1991. And I was going to the military. I was a musician, and then they started this stupid war in Gulf War I or something like that. And I said, nah, I can't go fight anybody else's war. So that wasn't me. To all the veterans, my blessings flow to you. Because you are the reason all of us are here. And it wasn't in my character to do that at the time in 1991, so I decided to go to college. But Fedrick University was an awesome place for me. I always tell young people, college was the best. You lose your mind in college. I lost my ever-loving mind in college. I did everything I wasn't supposed to do. Everything my parents told me not to do, I did. And guess what? Most of it is legal in college. You know, so long as you don't go over the edge. College was the best time of my life. I pledged fraternity. I was in the band. It was like wall-to-wall women. I had a great opportunity for me. Now I know for young ladies it's not the same. I get it, so I'm gonna get off that. But when I start reminiscing about college, I get excited. So, at the center of the legacy of Fedrick College, I leave you with words from the greatest African-American educator the world has ever known, Dr. Mary McLaughlin, the founder of Fedrick University. And she says this. She says, I leave you love, I leave you hope. I leave you the challenge of developing confidence in one another. I leave you a thirst for education. I leave you respect for the uses of power. I leave you faith. And finally, I leave you the responsibility to our young people. Our children must never lose their zeal for the building of a better world. They must not be discouraged from aspiring to greatness, nor must they ever forget that there are masses of our people who are underprivileged, ill-housed, and impoverished. That the proper education can be made whole and have better lives. That's what education is about. Education is the key. We have a man in the White House because of his education. Yeah. We have children and people and young adults who have been able to better themselves because of education. High school diploma is not guaranteed these days because there are so many different impediments that I can get all off on a tangent talking about high-stakes testing and accountability and public education, and they vilify this and vilify that. But it's just down home simple for us. If you as a parent take control of your child's situation, they will make it. They can make it. We can make it. All black men are not in jail. And I take full responsibility. I take full responsibility for myself. I take full responsibility for my son. Because it is important that each one teach one. And each one of us has to make it better for somebody else. I'm 37 years old. And I represent 30,000 people every single day. There are people in Miami who look at me every day with one evil eye and say, why is this young guy doing what he's doing? And I look back at the other evil eye and I say, because I earned it. Teach our children to go into job interviews and not say, may I, and please give me. I can go into a job interview and say, I can do this, I've done that, I have this requirement and that requirement, and I need to be paid this. And if you can't offer that to me, then I'm going on to the next organization. And that is where we need to go as a society. I thank the Masons and the Eastern Stars for even considering having an education now. It is awesome that you as an organization think that it's important is important enough to sit and talk and present scholarships and bless young people with things that they need. So thank you all for having me. Thank you all for being in Miami. Welcome to my hometown, because it's the best place in the world. And paradise here, I see a bunch of people from Detroit, Michigan. I saw a young lady sing from Michigan. I'm a musician too. You're the best. I thought I was on Sunday's Best back here. And let me tell you something. When you can speak the word of God, you've got to have been through something. See, because some of us don't know. And you don't really understand what it is to really understand what God is about until you've been through a little something.
Yes.
But when He takes you through it, and when you get through it, it's a whole new day. It's a whole new day. And life is different. Life is very, very different after you've been through a little something, and God takes you under His wing, and He walks those footprints for you. Because I can speak truth to power, because I know, because I've been through a little something. I go through it every day. Racism is alive and well. It's alive and well. And they don't want to see people with this can walk around and be successful. So you make sure that you take care of our children. You have a responsibility to do it. Tell them not only to pull their pants up, tell them to get a tie. It's not enough to pull their pants up. And it's okay. And it's cool to wear jackets. And it's cool to wear glasses. It's cool because in the boardroom, that's where you make money. And that's where you're respected. And that's where you can really, really do something for our society and our community. God bless you, and God keep you.